The Great Awakening Within. Reflections for warriors with conscious hearts. In stillness and reflection, the time after the reaping of the harvest, I sit quietly musing, watching and observing the vast, powerful and unprecedented changes that are now coming so very fast into the conscious awareness of many right now, shattering the illusions of that which they had been brought up to believe in, rely upon and invest their trust in. It is those men and women who sit so very deeply in my heart at present, and who need so much to know that they are not alone, they are precious, they are loved, and this waking up in the world time is not an easy path. Many do not even understand what's happening within them and have no realization of what this waking up truly means and how multifaceted it is. It could romantically be construed as beautiful, blissful, a blinding flash of light when all is known and viewed through rose-tinted glasses. Yet in reality, waking up to the noise, the lies, the deceptions can be severely disorientating, feel totally disempowering, and when fear takes over, it paralyzes everything. When seen for what it is, functioning in the here and now everyday world seems to be simply all too much, too overwhelming, bringing with it a what's the point thought process. Yet in truth, that very moment where all you thought was true starts to fall apart. That is when empowerment begins. One day you wake up and there's the crushing realization that your whole life was built on lies. The news, the systems, the stories we were told, it all crumbles and the truth hits you so hard it knocks the breath right out of the depths of your very soul. This, dear ones, is where it all begins. You lose your job, you lose your friends, sometimes you lose your family, but worst of all, you lose yourself. You don't know who you are or why you're here. The hobbies, the recreations, the way of life, all that you used to hold so dear simply don't fit anymore. Everything that used to feel so solid to you suddenly turns to dust. And then, there you are, stripped bare, looking up at the divine asking, why me? Why this? Why now? Deep, deep down, you already know the answer, because it had to be you. If not you, then who? If not this, then what? If not now, then when? You stand up, you brace yourself, you take a long, deep breath, and you brush yourself off and you walk right out of the ashes of your old self and you roar, no more, I've got this. And at that point, right then, something shifts deep within you. This is not the end. It's the birthing of the new you that's just been reborn into truth. This is the Great Awakening, and it starts deep within. It's neither pretty nor easy. It is a war, a full-on spiritual war. Not a war like our ancestors fought with axes, swords, sticks and stones. This is a war for your mind and a war for your soul. And your weapon? The only weapon is truth. You start seeing through the deceptions, the illusions, the scams. You stop chasing the lies and you start walking in faith. You start walking with the divine and you realize that the war is not just between good and evil. You realize you're walking this path of waking, not just for yourself. You're walking it for all the others who are still unaware, trapped and paralyzed in the confusion and darkness, or simply choosing not to see. Then you have the next test. The people around you, the ones you thought would be your biggest support and inner standing, those you thought would travel the journey alongside you. When you share your knowings with them, some of them, even though they're on the same waking process, you learn that not everyone sees the same. You thought they'd celebrate your growth, but instead they try to pull you back down. out of jealousy, out of ego, out of fear, that your light may shine brighter than their comfort zone allows, leaving them in the shadows. First, they start to argue with you. Then they gossip behind your back. They project their pain upon you as their freedom reminds them of the chains that they still wear, and this hurts you so much because you really love them. You see their fear, their ego, their pain, and you hold space for them even when they can't hold space for you. You want to rescue them, to lift them up, to help them. You can't. You simply have to keep walking, keep moving forwards, keep moving towards the truth. At this point, they can neither see you nor hear you. Love is patient, love is kind, and love doesn't yell. Even when you want to shake them awake, to help them to see, to realize, to become alive, and be who they truly are beyond the perceived constraints of their entrenched minds. You haven't lost your mind, you've found it. You've studied, you've read, you've researched, you've learned, and you know. And when you know, you can't unsee the truth. You simply can't go back to sleep. You have to stand your ground and remain firmly rooted in your truth, knowledge and authenticity. No longer can you lower your frequency to encompass theirs. Your task is to remain calm, in love, truth and patience. You observe, you let them talk, you let them shout, you let them fight, and you pray for them. You send them your love and you keep walking forwards with your shoulders back, head held high, and the beating of your conscious warrior heart holding you in love, truth and authenticity. They are not your enemy. They are simply not ready yet. They're still in the cocoon of the familiar and the known, in their comfort zone and still in the waking up process. This ability to see, hold space and respect, this is what makes you a conscious heart warrior. Not by fighting back, by simply rising above. You become the calm in the chaos, the example they will remember when it's their turn to wake up. You become the bridge between the old world falling apart and the new one that's being born right now. When all the dust settles, you will look around and realize, we made it through. We're the ones who stood tall when everything else fell. We're the ones who said yes when the divine called us to take action. We're the ones that believed in something bigger than ourselves. We are the wave of change. We are the leaders. We are the role models for the new earth that's rising in front of us, right in this very moment. We are the creators. We are the manifestors. Yes, for sure it's a big job, yet the divine chose us to be the warriors. Those conscious heart warriors who devote themselves to their specific tasks, however hard, for the sake of all souls. This is our story, not his story. His story. The story of those who've died to their old selves and who rise again steadfast, full in truth, love and authenticity. We are the conscious heart warriors of the mind, the bearers of the light, shining through the darkness, the ones who went through hell, who were ridiculed, who were cast out, who were laughed at. Yet we came out the other side saying, the divine has our backs. Right now, we've only just begun. We've all been tested. We've all had to rise. Whatever our story, the time to take action is here and now. When we lock our arms and hearts together, we become the change we need to see in the world. Remember, you are never alone. Find those who know and unite to ignite the fire within all hearts. Go in peace. Remember, love is all there is. Namaste, dear ones. Namaste. With love, gratitude and appreciation, as ever, Poppy.